Hi, my name is Rachel Vecht and I'm the founder of Educating Matters. I'd like to share with you the idea of a united front where both parents are parenting in a similar way. Of course, you and your partner are individuals. You may have been raised very differently, you may have different life experiences and even have different values. But it's really essential as much as possible, even though it's difficult, to be consistent when it comes to raising your children. Kids really pick up on any grey areas, or they may try and manipulate one parent against the other if they can see you're not in agreement. So as much as possible, in front of your children, try not to blame, criticise or argue about your partner's approach to your child. Also, if you do have an issue or difficulty or something that you're concerned about, try and talk about it away from the children, and also don't spend ages complaining. Just say what the situation is and then try and find a compromise where you're both happy. So for example, if you find it frustrating that you have got the kids into a really good bedtime routine, they're all settled, and then your partner comes home from work and disrupts everything, then you need to kind of say, before that situation happens again, how could we handle this differently? Or maybe one of you thinks it's fine for kids during the holidays to go to bed at midnight, whereas another one thinks they still need to get into bed at a certain time. Then find a way before the problem happens to talk it through and just explain how you feel about it and try and reach a compromise. Or for instance, one of you is happy for your teenager to go out late at night with a group of friends and another one isn't. If you're ever unsure of how to respond, and this is something I often do, I'll say, I don't want to tell you what I think about it right now because I need to discuss it with your father, and then I'll come back to you. It also helps to speak really positively about your spouse in front of your children. Now, of course, in some situations, some of you may be separated from your partner, and then children are used to sometimes having rules in one home and rules in another, just like they may go to a grandparent and have slightly different expectations to what happens at home. But as far as possible, try and just have a consistent approach. If, for instance, one of you is quite disciplinarian and very into the old-fashioned way of punishing children, whereas the other parent, wants to try and be really positive, then another thing you can do, which is very powerful, is to role model the approach that you're taking. Let your partner see how you're really connecting with your children and that you're getting a much better result, and that will then encourage them to do the same. I know it's easier said than done, and you probably know this in theory, but really try and be consistent, share that role of parenting, support each other, and just try and be positive. For further support, please see educatingmatters.co.uk.